We're going to look at a reading strategy. It is called BHH Reading. This is a strategy we're going to use regularly. You'll be doing regular reading responses, and this is a way to help you make a very good reading response because you're going to analyze the text and you're going to do some serious critical thinking, which is going to bring up some ideas that you possibly did not think of before. The B is going to stand for book. The H stands for head, basically what's going on inside in your brain. And the H is going to stand for heart. Let's look at each one of these individually. When you read, think about what is in the book. In this case, it can be a book. You could be reading a story, or it could also be text of another sort, such as informational text in a news article, magazine article, or it could also be an opinion column. We're going to classify this as when you think of what's in the book, because this is a place you can actually go back and find information. First of all, ask yourself, what's this book about? Again, you can ask yourself, what's this article about, or what's this story about? Second of all, who's telling the story? Think about point of view. Is the narrator in the story? Is the narrator not in the story? Is the author related to the situation? Does the author have an opinion of the situation? Last, what does the author want me to know? The author may be giving you some background information to help set you up for success. This could be a place you've never visited before. This could be a situation you don't know a lot of things about. The author may be providing you information so that you can be successful as a reader with this particular story or article. Again, this is about what's in the book. This is going back and justifying with text evidence. Our second part is when you read, think about what is in your head. Again, what's going on in your brain? You're going to have to do some serious thinking. Not everything is going to be provided for you through text. You're going to have to do some thinking. First of all, what surprised me? You're going to have some wow moments as you're reading. You may think differently after you're finished reading. You may discover you were thinking differently about a situation. Second of all, what does the author think I already know? Well, the author is going to expect you at your reading level to know the things you're supposed to know if you've been educated through math, science, of course reading, social studies, and maybe life experiences. If you're reading at a higher reading level, you may not know some of these things that the author is expecting you to already know to understand how this text relates. Next, what challenge, changed, or confirmed my thinking? Again, you may find out that, I was thinking one way about a situation. I may be thinking a little differently now because the author did a very good job of presenting this information and made it clear to me, and I'm thinking differently. So therefore, your thinking has been changed, and now you've got some perspective and you've learned something from actually reading. Again, when you read, think about what is in your head. We can refer to this as making inferences. That's a big skill, especially in 6th grade, is learning how to infer. It's reading between the lines. Last thing is, what did I notice? There may be some situations that stand out particularly. You may be able to connect with some things. For example, if the article or the story is about the city of Chicago and you've been to Chicago, you may be able to connect with some of those things. If it's happening locally, you'll be able to notice if the author has done their research, if they're credible, if it's believable. If they're writing about something that is not true, you may not trust your reading. Last, when you read, think about what is in your heart. This is when you think about, what did I learn about me? We learn life lessons through characters. We learn life lessons through other people. We also experience life lessons. And if we learn through other situations that won't hurt us, we'll learn not to make those same mistakes. Or we'll learn that maybe we might need to be a little bit more open-minded with situations. Our appreciation values will strengthen. How will this help me be better? As we just discussed, we want to become better people. We want to learn more through our reading. You have already learned how to read. Now you're using that reading to learn. And how can I make a life connection? If we have experiences, maybe through travel, maybe through things we've done, we can empathize. That means we can share the same feelings that the characters are going through. Or if it hasn't happened to us, it's happened to somebody we know. Maybe we can sympathize. We don't know what it feels like, but we can feel that sorrow for somebody else. Or we can see happy connections. Again, when you read, think about what is in your heart. Making your life connections will really bring that evidence to you, and it'll have a better understanding, and this will truly show you how to connect with your reading. Again, this is the book, head, and heart reading strategy. This is when you use these guiding questions to help you make a very strong reading response to show that you understand what you're reading, and you're going to use that reading to make decisions for yourself.